Amidst the 17-month-long war, a video allegedly depicting the Ukrainian ambush of Russian troops near the fiercely contested city of Bachman in eastern Ukraine is circulating online, capturing the intense exchange of fire along a road lined with ruined structures, while the city itself has earned the grim moniker of meat grinder due to the high casualty counts suffered by both sides. Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Miller revealed that Russian troops in Bachman were experiencing 8 times the casualties of Ukrainian forces, contrary to the usual trend where the advancing side suffers greater losses. However, Newsweek could not independently verify this claim. Meanwhile, Kiev's troops maintained a steady and confident advancement, as Miller stated in a social media post on Monday. Over the last week, Ukraine managed to reclaim an additional 1.5 square miles of territory around Bachman, bringing the total retaken area in the region to 13.5 square miles. The significance of the heavily devastated city of Bachman lies more in its symbolism rather than its strategic value. But both Kiev and Moscow remain committed to asserting control over the now deserted settlement. According to Ukraine's Armed Forces General Staff, offensive operations by Kiev's fighters are underway in and around Bachman, with additional efforts aimed at the occupied cities of Melitopol and Berdyansk in the southern Zaporizhia region. Ukrainian forces are actively pushing both north and south of Bachman, as stated by the General Staff. Colonel General Alexander Syrsky, the commander of Ukraine's ground forces, expressed on Tuesday that the conditions were challenging both near Bakhmut and the contested city of Lyman in the Donbas region. He further stated that Ukrainian forces had to make adjustments to their plans, without providing specific details on how this might impact their advance or defense against Russian soldiers. Notably, the Wagner Group mercenary fighters, acting on behalf of Moscow, spearheaded the assault on Bakhmut until late May, while Russia increasingly relied on elite paratrooper units in their efforts to control the city. According to an update on Tuesday, the Russian Defense Ministry claimed to have thwarted numerous Ukrainian attacks in the Donetsk region, resulting in the alleged death of 705 Ukrainian fighters in the previous day. However, Newsweek could not independently verify this information. On the other hand, speaking on Ukrainian national television, Sergei Travady, a spokesperson for Ukraine's eastern grouping of forces, asserted that 95 Russian soldiers had been killed in the vicinity of Bachman within the past day, as reported by Ukrainian news outlet Ukrainform. Travady reported that an additional 187 individuals were injured, and 3 others were taken prisoner during the same period. Moreover, 2 tanks, 3 armored personnel carriers, and 3 infantry fighting vehicles were destroyed in the area, as stated by Travady. However, Newsweek has not been able to independently verify this battlefield report and has sent an email seeking comment from the Russian Defense Ministry. On Monday, Ukraine's military had disclosed that its fighters successfully intercepted Russian troops' preparations for a nighttime attack on Ukrainian positions along a critical route near Bakhmut, leading to Ukrainian artillery targeting the assault group, as confirmed by the General Staff. Amid Ukraine's ongoing counter-offensive against Russian forces in the southern region, the country is receiving fresh military aid from international supporters. The Biden administration is poised to declare a new package of military assistance amounting to up to $400 million, according to the Associated Press report on Monday. This follows closely on the heels of the Pentagon's recent unveiling of the last aid installment, a previous package worth $1.3 billion that equipped Ukraine with missile systems, ammunition supplies, drones, electronic warfare equipment, fuel trucks, and tactical vehicles. The yet-to-be formally announced new package is expected to comprise 32 more Stryker armored vehicles, as reported by the outlet. Thus far, the U.S. has already dispatched 157 Stryker armored personnel carriers to Ukraine. The forthcoming aid will also include missiles for HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, and National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, NASAMS. Additionally, Ukraine's supplies of Stinger anti-aircraft systems and Javelin anti-armor weapons will be bolstered. Up to this point, the U.S. has confirmed delivering over 2,000 Stingers and 10,000 Javelin systems to Ukraine. According to U.S. officials who spoke to AP, Washington is planning to send additional supplies, including howitzer artillery, unguided Hydra 70 rockets, and 28 million rounds of small arms ammunition. The aid package is also expected to include an unspecified quantity of Hornet drones, which are utilized for reconnaissance and intelligence gathering. Notably, countries like Norway had previously committed to providing the Black Hornet drone, and recently pledged to send an additional 1,000 of these small reconnaissance drones to Ukraine's military. The Norwegian Defense Ministry described the drones as easy to operate, robust, difficult to detect depending on the conditions, and particularly well-suited for combat in urban areas.